Hello, everybody. It's Stephen here for Stephen and No Walter Live. I don't know what he's doing. I should have yelled up at him, I guess. He's probably changing his shirt. So he'll probably be here momentarily. But anyways, let's give everybody a few moments to get in here and for Walter to catch up. So let's see, who have we got? We have got Diana is here. Hello, Diana and Chris. And Nadine's here. Bonsoir, Nadine. And Stephanie is here. And Glenna is here. Glenna says she can't stay for the chat. Just wanted to say hi. Well, hi, Glenna. Karen is here. Philippa is here. Have a Love is here from Wasago Beach. Sue Norfleet's here. It's warm and sunny in Missouri. Kind of weird for the middle of December. I'll take it over ice storms. Yep, we will too, because it's rainy here today. Oh, look! And our guest appearance today, Candid Shot, is Walter, who will be late for his own funeral. No, he won't be because I'll be getting him there. But that could happen very soon.
That's assuming you're still alive.
Let's assume you could get anywhere on time. Jeez. Like, is it a surprise we were doing this? Oh, the time shift threw you off.
Yeah.
Yeah, no doubt. With that, okay, so who else is here? Mona is here, and Melissa, Ingrid. Yeah, Stephanie says, hi, Stephen and the Invisible Man. Yes, well, he's here now. Derek's here. Hope you're all well, Derek says, back after being missing in action for a couple of weeks due to a certain virus. Oh, too bad. Sorry to hear that you got it. Walter was talking to his sister before we went on to air today, and I guess her and her husband both got COVID back at the tail end of last month, and they're getting over it now, I guess. Well, yeah. I guess they are over it now. Who else is here? Elsa is here, and Teresa. Kelly's here. Greetings from British Columbia. Feels like Romper Room. Yeah, it always does when we do this. But everybody loves to hear their name shouted out. So I like to make sure I don't miss anybody. Pamela is here from Minnesota. Melissa likes your shirt, Walter.
Oh, it's actually an old shirt now.
Oh, so is that the one you're wearing to my sister's?
Yeah, I am.
Oh, maybe I should wear the one you made me.
Well, up to you.
It's a little tight.
Yeah. Yeah, I know. So it's this one.
It was when you made it, too.
Yeah,
well, whatever. Candace is here. Hi, Candace. And Colleen is here. Hi, Colleen. Andy is here. Did I say hello to Philippa? No, I don't think I did. So, hello, Philippa. She's very handsome today. Oh, well, we're going out. Diane is here from Maine. Okay, so everybody's coming. And howdy all. Gerald here. Hi, Gerald. I think this is the first time you've been here. So welcome. So welcome to everybody that came early today, because I neglected to mention it, and not like Walter remembered to remind me. It's his fault. That's the story, and I'm sticking to it. To remind you last week that we were going to come on an hour earlier because we're going over to my sister's for family dinner tonight, and she likes us to be there around 5 o'clock, so we have to do this an hour earlier in order to get it in. So this one we might stop this one a little sooner, or maybe not. It doesn't take us that long to get to her place. Kelly says, you're both styling with the nice shirts, gentlemen. Yeah, he made. This is not made by Walter. This is a commercially, I think I got it at Mark's Work Warehouse. Of course I do. Where else do I get my shirts? If I don't get them from Walter, my personal tailor, then I get them at Mark's Work Warehouse. So, yeah.
Yeah, I haven't made too many long sleeve ones. I keep saying I have to make some more, but
yeah.
I haven't gotten around to it.
Yeah.
Been making eggs.
Yeah. Well, you can't wear a bag.
No.
Well, maybe over your head. I don't know. But anyways, Angel's here. Hi, Angel. So what are we going to talk about today? Well, speaking of making things, yeah, I've been busy again, and I'm doing something I said I wasn't going to do any more of, but I ended up anyways, and that is this. I did this. This was a real quick one. I got these, if you saw So Chatty, you've already seen this, but I got these embroidery things from Designs by Juju. She was having a sale, and I can't resist a sale. And I thought they were kind of cute. And I just was stitching them out to see what they'd look like. And I thought, well, I got some leftover Christmas fabric. What the heck? Let's make another table runner. So I did, and I threw it on Lucy and got it all quilted up. So it's done. Now, it is a gingerbread man over the other side. It is not.
Holding an invisible candy cane.
Walter said it looked like a turd. It's a ginger turd. Yeah. He's always so full of compliments, isn't he? Don't let him ever see one of your quilts. Oh, he would be nice about anything that anybody sent for us to look at.
And
yeah.
Santa's got an invisible beard, too.
And the sleigh is empty.
Yeah.
That's the way it came. I don't know. Well, too bad. Well, everything's invisible on here, like your Christmas gifts.
Yeah, good.
They'll be invisible, too, because I'm not getting anything. So... well, you're not getting me anything either. So anyways.
No, your Christmas gift came in the mail today.
Oh, what? The card? The SIM?
Yeah.
The SIM card? It came today. Was that in that package that was on the doorstep with your little clips?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, fine.
Amazon has now come to the conclusion that two pieces,
With
two
the
things
same
that
address?
are ordered to the same address by the same person comes in one bag.
Oh, well, they're getting cleverer on that. Well, that's one thing that I was working on. And on Wednesday's sewing with Stephanie and Steven, I had this kit that I've had since we went out last spring to Vancouver for a table runner. And so I thought I didn't really want to start another major project before we go off to the retreat, because I've taken a couple of projects with me to that, of course. So I thought I'd do this, but it was kind of boring. Like the colors are pretty, but that's all it was. The circles I added, I appliqued them on there, and they just now I call it eclipse, because the way I did the circles reminds me of an eclipse. So another table runner. Do I need another table runner? Nope, but I have another one. I like doing table runners. And this is Walter's wine bag, which if you saw So Chatty on Friday, he gave you a little bit more details about it. But this is quite the bag. That graphic turned out really nice on that. Looks really good. And this is the other side. A little bit of humor. Screw it. And I don't have a picture of the inside of the bag, but Walter also put in a divider, didn't you?
Yeah, I put a divider in. If you look carefully at the top of the bag, that in the inside of the bag, it's cork fabric in it, and I made the divider out of the cork fabric because the bag can hold 2 bottles of wine.
So they won't bunk into each other and you have a drippy bag. Nothing says, here, I brought you some wine to your place as the bag is leaking with it. You might want to filter out the glass chunks. But you made it versatile too, because you put that little thingy on what, Velcro?
Yeah, I did, yeah.
So you can rip it out and rip it in.
Yeah.
Well, aren't you just
in
the
case
clever?
you wanted to use the bag for something else.
Well, aren't you just the clever boy? You're just so handy and clever.
And I didn't use a pattern. I just sort of dreamt it up myself.
Yeah. To appear at a local store soon for only $159.99. But if you act now, it's $159.
Everybody's asked me where I got those little embroidery files. I got them from Urban Threads.
Urban Threads, yeah. Urban Threads is good if you want something that's a little bit more modern. Like that, you'll find them there. So, do we have anybody else join us while we're here? Faith is here. Hi, Faith. Yeah, Candace says he's a camel gingerbread man. Yeah, he's a gingerbread turd. I didn't see that, but you don't see it when
I don't know. Well, first of all, you've got eyes in there, but you've used
I used black.
You used a fabric that has like dots all over it, and then you put eyes in.
They're not dots. Candace was closer. It's more like camel.
Yeah,
I thought it gave a little, instead of just a plain brown, it gave it a little.
Yeah, but a plain brown, then you can see his eyes. Now you can't see his eyes.
I don't want to see his eyes.
Yeah, well, so it just looks like a lump.
Looks like a lump of turd. Yeah.
Yeah, with a green ribbon on.
Well, thank you. Okay. Well, I was going to give that one to you, but it's not happening now.
That's
so,
okay.
Yeah, right.
I don't have a table to put it on.
Yeah, right. I'm thinking of wrapping it around your head and pulling tight. Stephanie says, no presents from Santa. Everyone is on the naughty list this year. Funny you should bring that up, because we're going to talk about a naughty in a few minutes. Oh, Russ is here. Hi, Russ. Oh, see, Russ has the right attitude. He calls us sir. Of course, that might be because we're considerably older than Russ. Well, beats old man. Kelly says, I'm all done with Christmas projects, just a bit of shopping, then wrapping. Tree went up yesterday. Yeah, I know. I'm done with Christmas. I've had enough of it already. Hi, Patsy, and Julia's here. She won a Robert Kaufman charm pack on the live stream of So Not an Expert this morning. Well, that's wonderful, Julie. I'm happy for you. No, don't try to hint that I should be giving things away on here. You know my policy. I don't. Not that you were. I'm just joshing you. Candace loves your bag. Glenna says, hello, love all your projects.
Bag padded?
Is your bag padded?
Yeah.
I don't know. Is it?
I've got fusible fleece in there.
Yeah, he's got. So what? You've got fusible fleece in between the layers. Yeah. And you already told Faith where you got the files. Sandy's here. Hi, Sandy. She likes your bag too. And Lydia's here. Patsy says the bag is wonderful. I have some cork fabric also. Yeah. Now, okay, when you say, Patsy, you have cork fabric, what Walter meant was it's a cork design on a printed fabric. Are you talking about the same thing? Or are you talking about the fabric that's called cork?
Yeah, it's not actually cork fabric. It is fabric that has printed corks on it. It is cotton, quilting cotton.
Yeah. I have never ever bought any of the cork fabric.
No, I haven't either. So
with it, everybody loves it though. They say it's really great for bags and things too. Carol's here. Hi, Carol. I adapt a lot of table runners to vertical wall banners. Just turn your blocks 90 degrees. Yeah, I've done that too, Carol. In fact, I used to have a bunch of them that I would hang out for different occasions on our front doors, on the old front doors. But now the new front doors have glass inserts in them, and I don't want to put anything on those doors. They cost us too much money, and no matter what you use to hang them on, like if you use command hooks or something, they can still put marks on things. So I'm not going to do that. Plus, Walter has already threatened me if I should ever try and do something like that. Shady Susan's here. Hi, Shady Susan. Sue Ellen is here. Suzanne is here.
M is here.
M's here. Hi, M. Oh no, Patsy meant she has fabric with corks printed on it. Also have the fabric that is actual cork. Yeah, so dual duty. So anyways, welcome everybody here, and let's just do some announcements. Okay, let's talk about what's coming up. Of course, on Wednesday we have Sew with Stephanie and Stephen, as we usually do. However, this will be our last one for a couple of weeks. And if you saw Stephanie's vlog earlier today, she explained this as well, because we will be on the road or at the retreat for one Wednesday, and the other Wednesday we will just have gotten home. So you get 2 weeks off after this coming Wednesday away from us. I hope you miss us greatly with it. We'll miss you. Yes, we will. Yes, we do. Southern Hater is here. So that's one thing. Now, next week's live is December 24th. And of course, that's Christmas Eve. So we are going to do it. We're getting ourselves ready because the next day on Christmas Day, we leave to start our journey to Georgia. So I'm not really sure what's going to happen. I had thought of doing a Christmas Eve live Zoom event because we've done that for the last couple of years. But I don't think we will this year because we have to get up the next day and get on the road, and we'll probably still have to get things organized and stuff like that. And when I say we, I mean Walter, because I'll be packed ready to go, like sitting on top of a suitcase, twiddling my thumbs with my coat on the day before. But we will do the live as well. So that'll be sort of a Christmas Eve celebration, except it'll be at 4 o'clock as usual, Eastern time. If you want to bring a libation with you or some cookies in that, well, we can't see on the live anyway, so feel free to eat as much as you want. No Margaret's here on that one. Some of you will know that reference. Dana's here. Hi, Dana. So that's what's coming up. And They'll probably, I don't know what I'm going to do about my vlogs for the week that we are away. Um, I am going to try to publish things while we're at the retreat. What those will look like or how well that I will be successful at it, I have no idea. We are going to attempt at least one live, maybe a couple. We Stephanie and I have been talking, and since Shannon from Slay Arts and Russ, of course, from Quilt Meets World, and Stephanie and myself and Walter, five of us will all be there as creators. We were talking about doing a live with just the creators at some point. You're not going to know when we're going to do it. Just have to watch the notifications. Make sure you've got the notification bell set on both Stephanie's channel and on my channel, and possibly Shannon's too, and possibly Russ's. I'm not sure how we'll do that to get a notification that we have gone live. But that's the best I can do right now to tell you about it, because we really haven't talked about it extensively yet. So we'll try to do something. It's all going to depend on our technology, on our on the road technology. Okay, so that, and yeah, I think that's what's all coming up there. Now, I don't know if I mentioned this last week, but if you look behind us up, my banners, you'll notice they're slightly different in size now, thanks to Lance, one of the guys in the male quilters group. He made those for me because I was talking about how the other ones were a little bit long and that. So he made those for me, and they're really quite nice, and they fit up there quite nicely. So thank you very much, Lance. I don't think you're on here today, but if you see the rerun, I greatly appreciate you doing that for me. That was really nice. Thank you very much. Very nice. So I think I've mentioned how the videos will work in Georgia. You now know as much as we do. So stay tuned for that. So today's topic, well, before I get into today's topic, just to make sure I haven't missed anybody that's come in. Patsy says, hope you have a safe trip to Georgia. You know, you will have a fun retreat. Yep. We're a little bit anxious about the drive down. But I'm sure just as long as we get down there okay, safe and sound, no big problems, no problem with it. I know we're going to have a good time at the retreat. And coming home, we're not too worried about anything because, you know, we're coming home. And I mean, worst case scenario, we hit snowstorm and have to stop someplace and get a hotel room or something. It's not like we have to be home at a specific time, whereas we need to be at the retreat at a specific time because we don't want to miss a minute of it. So hopefully all will go well. So, you know, it's raining here right now. I've been hearing various long weekly forecasts and that, and there doesn't seem to be any snow in our area going down, but who knows? Nobody knows. You know, the weather can change just like that. So we're keeping our fingers crossed that we're not going to run into any bad weather. Dana says, hope you and Walter have a safe, fun trip to Georgia. Once you get there, have a fun-filled time with all your new friends. Well, we're planning to, Dana. For God's sakes, yes. That's why we're taking a shotgun. Yeah, no. Let's see. Oh, Jeff's here. Hi, Jeff. Good afternoon. Glad to make it to the live today. Hope you have a safe and wonderful trip to Georgia. And Julie says a live stream with all the creators would be fantastic. Yeah, we're thinking we're going to try for it, Julie. And we should be able to do it pending the internet connection. But I think the internet connection there is pretty good. So we'll see. We'll see. Patsy says, Steven, you're really close to 10,000 subscribers. Keep my fingers crossed for you to make the rest by the end of the year. Yeah, I haven't checked my numbers today. It looks like I think when I checked it, I must have lost somebody because I was at, yeah, I'm almost at 9,800. That's right. So a little over 200 to go. I don't think it's going to happen, but that's okay. I mean, you know, when it does happen, I'm going to do something about it. Kelly says our friends are coming over for a cabbage roll making party, so may have to leave soon. Yep, that's fine, Kelly. Enjoy. Wants to know how long will it take to drive? 3 days or so?
Well, I mean, depends on how much driving you do in one day.
Yeah.
Um, I think when we went to Florida last time, we did it in 2 days, but
But those were long days.
they were long days. We decided to take it easy this time, so
Yeah.
we're driving and we have 2 overnight stops before we get there. So
Yeah. So our first leg of the journey is about a little over 5 hours. That's from where we live to Windsor. And we're stopping in Windsor because that's where one of the crossings across Windsor to Detroit, across the Ambassador Bridge to into the States. But so Christmas Day, we drive to Windsor, spend the night in Windsor. The next day, which is our Boxing Day, which is a holiday in Canada, I don't believe the Americans you have Boxing Day. We'll cross over the border and make our way to Lexington, Kentucky. And that's about 5.5 hours from Windsor. And spend the night in Lexington. And then we're on the next night, we will be at the retreat.
well,
At the
close to
location
the
close to
retreat.
the retreat. Yeah.
Yeah.
So so basically it's going to take us 2 days, 2 and a bit days, because I guess Lexington to the place where the retreat is, the town, which I never can say their name.
Dahlonega. Yeah.
Dahlonega. If I repeat
So we'll
it
be
12
down
times,
there in. We won't have to go anywhere far
Yeah.
to get to the retreat that the next day.
And I
So
think it's another 5 hours from Lexington in around that, isn't it?
what? Yeah,
From Lexington to
that area, yeah, it's
Donegal,
about
Donegal.
another 5 hours. So it's sort of like 3 5-hour drives.
Yeah.
So,
Which is, not too bad
yeah.
with that. And as long as we don't hit any bad weather, should be.
And that's the other reason for doing it that long is that in case we do hit bad weather somewhere along the way, it won't be so bad.
Yeah. Julie says, did you consider stopping in Paducah, Kentucky for the Quilt Museum? Nope, don't have time, Julie. Sorry. No, this isn't that kind of a trip. We've had a lot of people make a lot of suggestions for everything from who we should drop in and see as subscribers that are on the way to things we should stop and do and see. It's not that kind of trip. Appreciate the information. Maybe another time we'll travel down in that way. But the goal is to be at the retreat. So we're making a beeline for the retreat location with that. Southern Hater says Atlanta has morphed into much of northern Georgia. Yeah, just see, we're not really going to be hanging around in Atlanta or anything like that, even though we're not that far from Atlanta. But it's, like I said, it's not that kind of trip this time. Brenda's here. Hi, Brenda. Russ says, don't say the internet connection in why can't I say it?
Dahlonega.
Dahlonega.
Don't look at the word, just say Dahlonega.
Dahlonega. No, I can't. It's pretty good. My boss may want me to try to work. Yeah.
Well, as long as your boss isn't listening.
Yeah,
okay.
don't let your boss hear this. Julie says, we'll have to have a 10K party for your channel, Stephen. Yep, you can plan it, Julie. Yeah, I'm planning to do something. We'll see when that happens. Southern says, so not as rigid views as once was. I do not feel comfortable around Cleveland, Tennessee, but good mostly all over. So not as rigid views as once was. I don't understand that statement. Not as rigid views as once was. But you do not feel comfortable around Cleveland, Tennessee, but good mostly all over. So, okay.
Yeah, don't understand that. Anyway,
we're lost, Southern. I think you started your paragraph in your head before you got to your fingers. Sorry, but I don't understand. You have to clarify. Kelly says we can get to LA in 3 days from BC, but about 8 hours of driving at least. Yeah.
Yeah, the time that we went last time we went to Florida, I think I drove straight to Lexington the same day, and it was an 11-hour drive
Yeah.
just to get there one
Yeah.
way.
That
So
was that
it
was a bit
was. I
brutal.
was getting pretty tired by the time I hit Lexington. So I mean, I can do an 8 or 9 hour drive without any problem. But once you get past the 9 hours, it gets.
Mm. Of course, you were younger in those
I was
days.
younger then too. I'm an
Yeah.
old fart now,
Yeah, that's right. You
So
need your nap.
yeah.
Just don't nap while
I
you're
just don't
driving the
want to
car.
nap. Well, I have a warning on the car now that if I look
Oh, you
like
do?
I get dozy, then yeah.
When you get dozy? Yeah, what's the warning? It's me. God, you're dozy. Wake up! Wake up! That's me. Um, Patsy says, will you drive down on I-81? We make the drive on I-81 to PA every couple of years. It's not bad. Roads are worse close to Atlanta.
No, we're taking the I-75. That's the normal route for Canadians to go to Florida. So
Yeah, because if we went on to the I-81, that's a bit out of our way, isn't it? The way
yeah, it
we're
is
coming
way
across.
time. Yeah,
Yeah. We have these things that separate us from the
called
Americans
lakes.
called lakes, the Great Lakes. They
You
kind of,
can't exactly drive across them.
no, apparently not. Yeah. How long can you hold your breath? Brenda says, love the Eclipse table runner. Very nice. Well, thank you, Brenda. High praise from Brenda. Um, Southern State, it goes with the sentence I wrote above. I hate enter too soon. I hit enter too soon. Okay. It goes with the sentence she wrote above. Atlanta has morphed into much of northern Georgia, so not as rigid views as once was.
Still don't understand it.
Still don't understand what a rigid view is. Sorry if we're being a little dense, but we don't understand you. Uh, Kelly says we got used to 12-hour drives from Chilliwack, BC to Olds, Alberta for kids for college. Olds about an hour north of Calgary. Yeah, well, in our country, well, in the States too, distances are far. Though it seems further in Canada, I think, because we're not as populated. Great big huge landmass. But, once you get out of southern Ontario or say out of Victoria, or Vancouver, BC, or Montreal and Quebec, like Quebec City, it's sparse. You're driving miles before you see any real kind of civilization. And what I mean by that is places that have more than like 30,000 people in them. So, yeah, long way. But anyways, yeah, we're looking forward to it. As I said, we're a little apprehensive. Walter's got his snow tires on now. Not that we probably need them in Georgia, but it's more for here.
Yeah,
Because
more for when we're coming. Actually, we haven't had much snow, knock wood,
knock
here
wood,
yet.
cross their
But
fingers.
the other thing is that snow tires are good for. They're a little better on ice than. I mean, not that any tires are good on ice,
Well, yeah.
but they're a little bit more. They're a little better in bad conditions.
So, anyways, oh yes, there is one other thing coming up this week for us. On Thursday, which is the winter solstice, of course, the darkest day of the year, it is also our 40th anniversary. So we've got our plans for that. We've got our bottle of champagne. We've got our lobster tails, and everything like that. So we'll have a nice evening in drinking the bubbly and eating our tails, so to speak, and all that. So, yep, hard to believe. 40 years. Wow. Didn't think that was going to last.
So neither did anybody else that we knew.
Mind you, the first 50 are the hardest. Really, that's what they say. Nobody else knew in those days anything much. But anyways, yeah, so that's what we're doing. And I'm trying to think. Nope, never mind. Okay, so have something to discuss. All right. You will notice that the title was not a very cheerful title. Trolls and Christmas Stress. Okay, and I didn't put in the trigger, but if this, I'll warn you right now, this could trigger some people who may be suffering from anxiety or stress or some depression, and a lot of people do this time of the year. Okay, it's supposedly the worst time of the year for people who suffer from all of those kind of conditions with that. So I want to address it, but I want to address it. You'll notice I had the word trolls. And I don't mean the cute, ugly little fuzzy things that live under bridges, although some of these ones should. For some reason, lately, I have been getting attacked by, they're not subscribers. They are people that hide behind a bunch of numbers or a fake address or title, things like that. They come on and they write comments about things. And I've been attacked twice in the last 2 weeks. And I've been attacked indirectly by way of Stephanie's channel, which really bothers me even more. Well, let me back up and tell you what I mean. Okay. And I'm not going to make any apologies for this, and I am going to call out people, and I make no apologies for that. So, trigger number 1. If you think something I'm about to say is going to upset you for one reason or not, bye-bye. Okay? Because I really feel a strong need to address this issue. Now, I'm probably preaching to the choir with this, because anybody that's in the comment section right now or in the chat section, you are subscribers, because you can't be there unless you're a subscriber. And we know many of you from our time on this channel, you know, and through the sew days and the pop-up sew days and things like that. And I have no beefs with any of our regular subscribers. My comments right now are directed to the ones who are not subscribers, but they're the people who hide behind being anonymous and think they're entitled to voice their opinions about something they don't like in a very negative and hurtful way. So, what am I talking about? Well, you know that Stephanie and I have are doing the unboxing of the Missouri Star quilt box. And we have already pre-recorded our segments, and we did them 5 days each. So right now we're up to Friday, December 15th, unboxing 11 to 15 went up. So we've opened up 15 days worth. 2 more days, December the 20th and Christmas Day, and that'll be all of them. Other YouTube creators are opening them up each day of. And there have been a few creators out there that actually, the day they got the box, like November, opened the whole thing up. Okay. Now, I am sure people love the surprises. If you bought the box, part of the thrill of buying the Missouri Star quilt box is not so much what you're getting in it, but the excitement of opening up a gift every day. And if you're one of those kind of people that likes surprises, then you don't want any spoiler alerts. Okay, I get that. But spoiler alerts or spoilers happen. And I'm still not absolutely clear if I've actually done that, but I may have. Okay, so for the sake of argument, I'm going to say I probably let a cat out of the bag on 1 or 2 of the items before they had officially been revealed. Okay? It happens. I did it. Suck it up. Okay? It isn't the end of the world. Well, one person wrote a week ago that they were completely disgusted with me, blah, 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 because I had done this and this was horrible. And I was pulling Stephanie down because she was working with this on me and the whole bit and this kind of thing.
Well, you had shown that you had put together that Missouri Star table runner.
Yeah.
And the sweater thing.
And the sweater,
right? Yeah. And I think that that particular day you had just...
it had just been opened up.
It had just been opened up.
Or something like that.
But you had already done the project.
But I'd already done it, yeah, with it. Okay, so yeah, in my enthusiasm and excitement, you know, I did that. I'm not making any excuses for it. I'm not. It happened, there it is. Live with it. Okay? But this person decided to, you know, character assassinate with it. So both Stephanie and I, she wrote on Stephanie's first, and then she wrote on mine, and we both eliminated that person. They were not a subscriber to our channel whatsoever. There was, you know, we don't know who they are because all we had was a code for them, kind of a thing. So Stephanie sent me one. She goes, I loved her heading. She goes, another one. Now it's funny because we had another crackpot Sorry, I'm not going to be complimentary to these people. Another crackpot. This one, she went by glad to be quilting Manitoba 2358. Tried to do a search for her on YouTube. Can't find her. She doesn't have a YouTube channel. Nothing like that. She's anonymous. She's not a subscriber. She's a nut job. She's also passive aggressive. Okay? On the one hand, in this message, she's being nice to me. Then she flips right over and wants to unseen me from the nave to the chop. So this is what she writes. Happy birthday, Stephanie. She spelled Stephanie wrong. You guys are great together. Well, thank you. Stephanie, you make the idiot quilter kinder and nicer. Is that a compliment to Stephanie? What's it to me? Kinder and nicer. So I'm a horrible individual. I'm not nice. Well, bite me, bitch. Love how you two interact. Okay. Well, that's positive, right? Stephen, why did you break your promise not to reveal the items early in the order, not to spoil it for us, and then early shared on your show, and then intimidated you didn't care? Bad grammar. Stephanie, help Stephen keep your joint promises. I really like both of your shows. Fuck off. That's what I say to her. She is nobody. All right? What gives her the right to say this kind of stuff? The ironic part of all of this is I can guarantee you she didn't buy the box. Never intended to. You know, too rich for her blood. No doubt. She's just trying to stir up things. Not only that, she thinks that she's going to come between Stephanie and I. We're not. We're friends. We support each other through thick and thin. And is this something to get your knickers in a knot over? Not really. Like, basically, Stephanie's husband says, it's fabric. In other words, it doesn't matter. Okay, people, let's get off our high horses. If you bought the Missouri Star Quilt Christmas box, wonderful. I've had a lot of fun with it. I know Stephanie has. I know many of you that did buy it. You've had lots of fun with it, and that's what it's meant to be. However, it is not something to stress over. If somebody wrecks the surprise, and it's only like one thing or two things, it's not the end of the world. Pick your priorities. If your life depends solely on getting a thrill out of an Advent box and openings of it, I feel sorry for you. That means you don't have a hell of a lot to live for. And that's why people like this write comments like this. They are very sad people. There are so many things going on in this piece on a psychological and emotional level. First of all, happy people do not strike out with negativism to other people over minor things. Happy people do not try to become between the friendship of other happy people. Misery loves company. So this person obviously wants other people to be in misery as that feeds her soul. Okay? The other thing here is she wants to have control. She makes some demands in this. Not for her to make demands. And you've all heard me say it, and I'm going to say it again. My sandbox, my rules. I'm sorry she was disappointed in me. Maybe she put me on too high a pedestal. Because when you do that with people, you know the pedestal is going to fall. Right? I don't live up to her expectations. In fact, I don't live up to anybody's expectations, and nobody should live up to anybody's expectations. There's only one person that's important in your life when it comes to expectations. It's yourself. You set your goals, you set your standards for yourself, and you try to reach those goals or to live by those standards. It is not for any other human being on the face of the planet to tell anybody else that they're not living up to their expectations nor their standards. That's a Margaret. And those of you that were on the pop-up sew day know what I mean by a Margaret, because that's my new term for people who think the world revolves solely around them and that that everybody else has to do what they want them to do. No, don't work that way.
Apology to anybody named Margaret.
Yeah, apology to anybody on here that's named Margaret. Yeah, that's
They're
right.
actually nice people.
Yeah. I mean, go with a Karen, but then, whatever.
I have a niece that's named Karen.
Yeah, so yeah, that's why we don't use that one. But actually, I have a sister-in-law named Margaret, so okay. But anyways, maybe I should refer to her as can't refer to her as Dutch Margaret, because then that's an insult to the Dutch people. I mean, it doesn't matter what you do; it's going to be insulting. So people like that. Maybe we'll start using the Manitoba 2358. Nope, that's an insult to Manitobans. Okay. But, the point I'm trying to make here is this time of the year, the best of people and the worst of people come out. And people who are not happy for one reason or another, who may have some mental health issues, who may be suffering from depression, may have had a loss in the family recently, things like that. All these things in amongst the festivities of the holiday season compound their depression. And sometimes some people lash out at other people for minor things because for them it makes them feel better in some way. I can't imagine that it makes you feel any better. I think it would just make you feel even worse. But yeah. But the other thing that I want to say about comments like this, they're not acceptable. If you saw So Chatty this week, we showed you what we do to put what we're doing right now on the air. The time, the equipment, the planning that goes into everything like this. And we do it as a hobby. There are creators out there who do it as a business, but we don't. This isn't a business. So constructive criticism, you've heard me say this before, is always welcome. But there isn't anything constructive about this at all. It's destructive. It is meant to tear a strip off of me, to make me feel bad, to make me to make Stephanie want to separate herself from me in a friendship. It's not going to happen. And all that kind of stuff. And I am not the only creator out there that gets this on occasion. I don't get this very often. Stephanie has had it before. Most creators, if they've been around for a while, they've had a few that have, made horrible comments to them in that. And as creators, as I said, we have the power of the delete key. We can get rid of them, and we do. We do. But at this time of the year, when people are really more susceptible to highs and lows and emotions, we don't need people like this in our existence. So what I say to Glad to be quilting, obviously she's not using quilting as her therapy, because I question how glad she is of anything. Manitoba 2358. Bite me. Bite me hard, baby. I see you.
Oh, the wrath of Stephen.
Don't screw with an ex-high school teacher. We've seen worse, and we have eliminated them too. Yes, we're evil. So, I'm sure people have thoughts. And I just have to back it up here so I can see those thoughts. I hate that stupid little heart that's down there. Brenda, we saw...
She should drive a... Okay, there's Brenda Mitchell.
Yeah, I'm just trying to catch down here. Congratulations. Kelly says, congratulations. Enjoy your lovely dinner and bubbly. We will. Julie says, congratulations on 40 years. May you have another 40 in good health. Yeah, I hope so too. Shelly is here. Hi, Shelly. I don't think I said hello to you. Shannon's here. Hi, Shannon. Late to the party. Happy afternoon, everybody. Southern says, I think the troll only eats alone. Yeah. Well, Shelley, it goes with the territory. She says, "I'm so sorry you have to see those bad comments," and I thank you for your comment. But it doesn't really bother me that much. But it bothers me enough that I needed to speak about it because, if you're not a creator, you never see this kind of stuff. You probably had never even seen these comments because as soon as we find out they're there, we get rid of them because they don't contribute anything positive to our channel. And they also taint the atmosphere that we're trying to create. Kelly says, I've deleted a lot of comments lately. Some idiot told me that I should not make videos on a Christmas ornament video that almost 20,000 views. Seriously? Yeah, exactly, Kelly. And this is what I was pointing out. And thank you, Kelly, for saying that, because Kelly is a creator too on here. And so she's talking about it. And we're getting more of them this time of the year. 'Tis the season when the nut balls come out of the tree. Okay, they get out once a year to eat the tree. So, this is the thing. Maybe it's bad, Margaret, Julie says. Yeah, well, I know something, Margaret. We got thinking about this. Or Margaret, Julie. We did get thinking about this because that Margaret that was giving us a problem on our pop-up sew days and sew days, she is from Western Canada. And I thought she was from Alberta, but the more I think about it, the more I think she might be from Manitoba. Hard to say. Hard to say if that's the one.
It's an anonymous person. It could be somebody else that has made
It could be anybody, but
in the past that you've eliminated or something, and they're just trying to dig in a little deeper.
Yeah, revenge. Best served cold. A little dry here. But so, I don't know. And Kelly says, Stephen, it's okay not to be nice. I'm not either. That's a Canadian stereotype. We are polite. That is different. Yeah, we'll say sorry. Sorry that I'm going to be such a bitch. Kind of a thing. But yeah, I never pretended. I have never pretended that I am a nice person. I mean, I don't go out of my way to be a horrible individual or something like that. What are you raising your eyebrows about? They read your face.
Yeah, you're a nice person. No.
Oh, screw off. You're just lucky I allow you to even breathe the air that we're sharing here. Yeah. I mean, I am not, I don't pretend to be a Pollyanna out there, I think I agree with Andy when she says she prefers dogs over people. I get that. Okay. And, I like animals. They don't talk back. They're cute. They're fluffy, kind of a thing. People, some are.
And it seems to be like a lot of people might write something on as a comment, something that they wouldn't actually say to the person to their face.
Yeah. And, I blame that on Facebook. Think about it. Facebook was one of the first major social media platforms that became popular. And it's been around for many, 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 many years now. And we all know about the drama that's on Facebook. There are people on there that are lambasting, make horrible comments to other people every chance they get. And they can do it because they are hidden.
Actually, it's more on Twitter, I think, that you see a lot.
I'm not on Twitter, so I don't.
Yeah, Twitter has a lot of people making nasty comments on there, and because a lot of them are very anonymous on there.
And that's the whole problem. If you can get away with saying something and no one can see what you look like and they don't know your name, then people tend to take that and use that to what they consider their advantage, to say things to people, like Walter says, that they would probably never say to somebody's face. They might say it behind their back, but they wouldn't say it to their face. But this screen, this thing we're looking through at right now, it hides us. It can hide our identity if we're not, showing our actual video connection. And people feel free to do these things. I also blame it on the state of the world's politics. Like, I don't want to blame Americans for it, but we all know the Trump years and what that did, and it's still having the effect in the States, but it has traveled up here to Canada as well. Yeah, and we're not immune from that. It's bad. There's a lot of violence in the world. There's wars going on. There's a lot of racism, the whole bit. We're going to hell in a handcart, kind of a thing. So people in general, like an alien coming down to Earth, why haven't we have more aliens? Why don't we see them? Because they come down, they look at the state of our world and go, hell no, I'm leaving. It's like going to a bad place in the world. You don't want to go there for a holiday. The aliens are moving on to, Alpha Centauri. I hear it's lovely this time of year. But, because we're nasty. We can be nasty. However, having said that, there's lots of nice people out there. I'd like to think that the majority of people in the world are genuinely nice. But as anything, right? It only takes a few to spoil the whole thing, right? It only takes a few bad experiences with certain nasty individuals, and you start to look at dogs as your best friend, for sure. So people, sorry. Stephanie says it's not nuclear secrets. Yeah, perspective people. Exactly. It's like I always say, these people that they keep honoring, you see on TV, like Taylor Swift wins another award. She's wonderful. People flock to her concerts, buy all her albums, have to watch her on TV on Netflix now that she's got out there. What has she done for world hunger and for a treatment for cancer, a cure for cancer? Maybe she gave a few bucks. That doesn't make her a wonderful person. Now, I'm not saying Taylor Swift is a horrible person. So, Russ, cool your jets on that one. All right. Because I know you're a Swiftie. But it sounds like something you clean your floor with, a Swiftie. Yeah. I now have just pictured a broom handle hanging out of the rear end of Taylor Swift and her hair in a big bucket of water mopping the floor. Yep. With her. But whatever. We honor athletes like they are gods. I just heard there's some guy plays basketball. He just signed a $706 million contract. Nobody on the face of this planet that I can think of is worth $706 million. I don't care what you're doing. Unless you have solved world hunger, homelessness, and found a cure for cancer and AIDS. Then maybe you're worth $706 million. But because you dribble a bloody basketball down a court, I think not. So big deal. You're getting paid because you can dribble your balls. I mean, wow, there's a talent. But you know what I mean, kind of a thing. So how did I get onto that?
Yeah, anyway.
I don't know. Anyways.
Andy says she has a reason that she prefers horses and dogs to be evil.
Yep. Yeah. Oh, you've got horses in that list too, do you?
Yeah.
Horses scare me. Anytime I ever rode a horse, they tried to kill me.
Yeah, white.
What?
Yeah, one tried to scrape me off on a tree branch.
Yeah, that's what my experience was too. Kelly says totally 70. Everyone needs to take a chill pill. Yeah, exactly. It's a goddamn box of stuff.
Junk.
Yeah. If the truth be known, I pay for it for the excitement. That's all. And I purposely didn't watch anybody else's videos. So that's mainly because Stephanie and I wanted you to see our reaction for seeing things for the first time. That's why we did it. Personally, I'm not the kind of person that likes surprises. So if I wasn't doing this on YouTube, I probably would have opened the whole damn box.
Yeah, well,
when I got it.
I'm sort of like that too.
So
I'm sort of guy that goes watches a TV program and looks for the last program to see what happens.
Well, I don't go that far, but that kind of thing. But the point is, there are other things that you can get your hackles up for in the world. Check this energy that you're using to attack YouTube creators for
minuscule little things and rechannel it into, fighting for world peace or for the homeless or something like that. Something that means something, something that has
Yeah, you're
value.
getting a little hung up on something that doesn't really mean a whole lot.
Yeah, it's not going to change the price of rice in China. You know, it's not going to
Not
make.
only that, like if somebody had issue, like Stephanie had issue with you for doing something,
Yeah.
isn't it really up to her whether she wants to say something to it?
And if Stephanie did, she would have contacted me and we would have discussed it
Yeah.
as civilized human beings do. We wouldn't have
I
written a
mean, you don't
comment for the
really.
public.
I mean, it isn't really up to somebody else that says you should talk to the
Yeah, like,
because he's ticking me off.
well, that's the other thing. Yeah, well, the other thing too is these kind of people want control. They try to take control away from you. Well, I'm sorry, you can't. You're fighting a battle you cannot win. You can't take control from me or from any other creator because, once again, we have the power of the delete key. It's our channel, not yours. So, yeah. What else are people saying here? Yeah, Teresa says just fabric. Exactly. Derek says, I've noticed that since people being more online during the pandemic, they seem to have lost a bit of their humanity by hiding behind the veil of I can never say that word.
Anonymity.
I know what it means. Bet they're too chicken to do it in person. Yeah, that's what we were saying earlier. Yeah, they are. Those are the kind of people that hide behind a screen, where no one can see them. Hide behind
Yeah,
a
like I
keyboard.
mean, if you actually found out who this person was, and then you walked up to them and said, "Oh, you're the person that made that comment," they'd
Oh, they'd
deny
fit their
it,
pants
or
right then and there. Yeah. Shelley says, don't you wish these people would expend that much energy on feeding the homeless or world peace? Yep, that's what I was just saying as well. Julie says it's probable that the troll, Bad Barnabert, is going to see this video and get weird satisfaction over taking up so much time. You want to know something? I thought about that. Yeah. So if I'm feeding her ego for this, and you notice I keep saying her, not him. It could be a he, except I'm pretty much sure it's probably a woman. Why? Because that's who watches my channel, more or less. There's not as many men. And to be honest about it, and trying not to sound sexist, men handle things a little differently. They usually do confrontation. They will get right in your face, and that you will know who it is. And I think that just has something to do with the way our world has socialized females, and how males have been in control all for since eternity, apparently, and made women feel like they're second class citizens. So and that may be why this person strikes out at me. Maybe she noticed she wasn't making so many of the comments to Stephanie, she was making them to me. Maybe if she right off the bat has a hate on for anybody of the male persuasion, because she's maybe been, if I want to look at it in sort of a positive way, maybe she has been hurt by males before, and it's contributed to her her attitude now. Maybe. I'm sorry, I wasn't that male though. I didn't do it. Not my fault. It's not like we men get together once a week and decide how we're going to make women's lives. Oh, there's a thumb. How to make women's lives more miserable. Yeah, we don't. We really don't. We don't send memos to each other and go, okay, let's get them, guys. This week, we're going to make them cry. Yeah. No, we don't. Colleen says, Kelly, I'm loving your earrings. Oh,
I guess it's Kelly's quilt.
She must be making them.
Yeah.
I was going to say, Colleen, can you see us? How is that working? Math Geek said, hi all, just joining in. We'll rewatch from beginning a bit later. Okay, Math Geek, welcome. Everybody's saying hello. Julie Alice here, watching football and listening to you.
Russ says, we also don't need people comparing one channel to another. Different folks have different technological capabilities. And as you said, we're doing this as a hobby. Yeah, that's right. You know, you always get the ones out there too that want to attack you for the quality of what you're producing. And we said yesterday or on Friday on So Chatty, we talked about that you can become a YouTube creator with a minimal amount of equipment. You don't have to spend hundreds of dollars to get yourself set up. If you've got a phone that has a video capability, whether it's an iPhone or an Android, that you can do videos, you can do YouTube. I mean, some people have very elaborate setups, and we showed our setup.
A lot of
we
people don't want to do it because they're intimidated to talk on camera
Yeah.
or whatever. But it doesn't take a lot of technology to produce something.
You know, like some people will attack somebody. They go, I can't hear you. I've had those ones. I can't hear you. Your volume needs to be louder. And I go, no, I'm hearing it because I always monitor it to see what's going on. Maybe you need to find the volume control on your computer and turn it up. Or maybe you need to get a new computer. Or maybe you need to get a life.
Or you need to turn up your hearing aid.
Yeah. And yeah. You know, like, but they immediately attack you for little things. And I've seen it on lives or on Zoom too. They come on there and go, well, I can't see anybody. The rest of us can see.
Put your contacts in.
Yeah. But the rest of us can see each other. This person can't. So wouldn't you think the logical conclusion is there's a problem at your end? It's not at our end with it. And usually it's because they don't realize there's another screen of people. And depending on the computer or the iPad you're on, you may have to swipe it to the left or up or down or something like that to see the rest. Usually we can help people out like that. But some people get very irate. It's not like, oh, I think I'm doing something wrong. I can't see anybody. Any suggestions? No, I can't see any of you. Okay. Maybe with that attitude, we don't want to look at you either. So I don't know. Karen says, I love your honesty. Yeah, well, that gets me into trouble, but I don't bullshit people. I worked in a job where I heard a lot of bullshit from my masters, you know, my admins and things like that, because there's a lot of it in education. And yeah, I don't play the game very well. And Math Geek says, so true. High school teachers are the best and the baddest. Yeah, well, you know, we've put up with a lot of crap before. We've learned. Marie is here. Hi, Marie. I didn't purchase the MSQC box, but I really have enjoyed watching you and Stephanie opening everything, and I will continue to do so. You're both very pleasant, and I enjoy both of your channels. Well, thank you, Marie. You can stay. We love you. Melissa says, it bothers me to know the comments happen. Well, you know, shit happens, right? And, you know, I thank you for saying it bothers you because, you know, it's what you're saying, I think, to me, or the way I'm reading is you're supporting what we do. And that's very, very kind of you and nice of you. But don't let it bother you too much, you know, because, well, one, they're not attacking you. And we have thick skin. You have to develop a thick skin when you're being a content creator. Oh, Sue GSD is here. Thank you, Sue. Off today for 70th. Oh, your 70th birthday.
Happy birthday.
Okay. Pie made. Oh, she's got birthday pie. Yes, yum. Yes, happy birthday, Sue. Pot roast. Cooking for dinner. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Maybe that's
pie made of pot.
Oh, okay. Pie made pot. Okay. Nice evening with Hubs tonight. I'm sure it will be. Certainly, if you get one of those fancy strains of Mary Jane, it might be really lots of fun. Teresa, I'd rather talk with a polite person who tells me to fuck off than a syrupy fake person pretending to be nice. Bless their hearts. Well, you want to know something? Those are the kind of people you can probably trust, because you know that when they do give you a compliment, it's genuine. The people who go around, I used to have a principal who, her idea of keeping the staff happy, she put little happy mail in people's mailboxes. Oh,
I thank you for your wonderful job you did the other day on the assembly, or or something like that. Well, thank you notes are nice, but oftentimes you're doing a wonderful job. Keep it up. Well, you get enough of those, you begin to think it's a little bit fake, and you don't really take them seriously. So,
I had a boss that never gave me a compliment in ages, and if you got a compliment from him,
the world stood still.
yeah, it was like, wow, I got a compliment from him. But then I had another boss that gave me compliments all the time, and after a while, it wasn't special anymore.
Yeah, I know. That's what I mean. And actually, I used to use that philosophy with the kids I taught. I mean, I wouldn't cut the kids up except in fun, and they got used to that. And I usually kept those, like, I didn't make them personal. Like, I would never say to a kid, "Oh my God, your ears are as big as an elephant's. How do you walk with those things flapping in a breeze?" No, I wouldn't have said that. I think it, but I wouldn't have said that. But I didn't pass around compliments lightly, and the kids knew this. And so you'd see a look on a kid's face when I said to them, "That is very well done. I'm impressed." And the kid would just glow because I didn't say that every day with them. They didn't get a prize every day for like breathing air. That's what the kids get today. There's no competition. Everybody's a winner. Everybody gets a prize. Everybody gets a gold star. No. I don't think that's teaching anybody anything with it. But then again, you don't need to be like cruel either with it. We were told in Teachers College, do not smile until Christmas. And the reason you're smiling at Christmas is because it's Christmas and you're going off on 2 weeks of holidays. So the idea there was that basically it's easier to let up on, like, this is more of a discipline thing in the classroom. It's easier to lighten up than it is to buckle down because, new teachers, when they came into a classroom, I saw it all the time. They want to be all the kids' buddies. They don't want to be their teacher. They want to be their friend. No, doesn't work that way. Doesn't work that way. Some parents do that as parenting too. They want to be their kid's friend. Nah, you're their parents. Once they hit teenage years, they are going to hate you. It's just a natural rite of passage.
I was nice to my bosses and stuff like that, but they were never really my friends, and I didn't really want them to be my friends. So.
Yeah. Sue says, your problems are the reason I've worked with dogs for the last 45 years. Again, Andy, do you know Sue? Kelly had to go. Okay. Have a good night, Kelly. Southern says, Sue, German Shepherd dog. What do you do with dogs?
Groomer.
Oh, is that what the GSD stands for in Sue? Groomer. Oh, okay. I wouldn't have known that. She shows dogs too. At weird things like WPG, PEM, and a PPP.
That's when you clean floors very fast. Swifty,
yeah. Diane Albert's here. Hi, Diane. I don't think we said hello to you. I didn't buy the MSQ box, but I'm totally enjoying the box. Oh, I already read that. Donna, hello, Donna. Steffi says she's a coward. She was making comments about you on my channel instead of yours. Yeah, exactly. She was a coward.
That's an anonymous coward.
Yeah, and that's why I called her out on this one today.
Yeah.
As well. That's part of the reason too for it. Teresa's help desk can take over your computer. We need to learn to take over Bad Margaret's computer to see who she is and say boo. Yeah, in a perfect world, Teresa, we'd be able to do that. It's like Mean Girls in high school, Julie says. Yeah, it is. Andy says, the only thing I asked my bosses was for them to leave me alone. Nice emoticon there. Mm. Derek says, Twitter's like people screaming into the void these days. Positively venomous at times, hence why I think a lot of people are leaving it. I've never been on Twitter.
I've gone on sometimes if there's I hear some sort of news, I'll go on and take a look to see if I can find what's going on.
No, Derek, you haven't pressed anything wrong. That is a new thing that YouTube just instigated 2 weeks ago. Now, as content creators, we can't seem to get rid of them. They'll come up in the middle of a live stream. Before we weren't getting them on live streams. Now they are. That's just YouTube and YouTube's trying to tell us that it's to our benefit.
Yeah, it's a favor to the creators.
Yeah, it's not. And we
You
kind
know,
of
it
had
makes it easier for us.
yeah, we kind of had this discussion about this a week ago,
Yeah.
and there's not a thing we can do about it. So sorry about that, but no, you haven't done anything wrong. Hi, Sherry.
You know, it's this progressive thing called YouTube that
Yeah.
who knows, pretty soon you're going to have 5 minutes of us and 90 minutes commercial.
Yeah, and that could be what's happening. So, yeah. Marilyn's here. Hi. Oops, late. We'll have to review later, see what all the buzz is about. Yep.
Well, we were on an hour earlier, so you're not necessarily...
Yeah, you're not really late. I forgot to mention that we were going to be on an hour earlier because we have to go to my sister's for dinner at 5. So, yeah, that's why we're an hour earlier. I kind of mentioned it on So Chatty this week, and I did when I put up my little reminder thing that I put out every week. I mentioned it in there too, but it's easy enough for you to miss that, so not to worry. I wish they would get rid of the annoying heart. Yes, I would too, because sometimes comments get hidden behind that heart, and you can't move the heart. If you click on it, you get this big menu of other things you can do. That was one of a stupid innovation. Colleen says, I just had an ad for a new fancy camera. Was UT listening? Yeah, it is. If you're a regular subscriber, they already know your habits. They analyze what you watch on YouTube. And yes, you are going to get...
Yeah, you're getting tailored ads.
Tailored ads. Yeah. And I just want you all to know that if you ever come on my channel and you're getting ads for these wonderful bras, that isn't me, okay? That's you. They have figured out that you need a bra, okay? So just saying. Judy says, I thought we were supposed to be kind, so no coal is to put in our stockings. Yeah, well, we'll have to talk to Santa about that. But anyways, bringing it back to a little bit more of a general thing here, I think this is the time of the year when, as I said, some people have a really hard time for a variety of reasons. They may be people who suffer from depression. And this time of the year, you would think because this is supposed to be a happier time of year, but because of the pressure, buying gifts, if you're buying gifts, social events, if you don't get invited to social events, some people don't, all that kind of stuff, that makes your depression even worse. This is the time of year when people seem to, really start focusing on family events. And family events can be very, very stressful. If you come from a very large, extended family, you might be invited to several different things. You might feel that you need to take something as a gift or whatever. There may be a few people in the family you would rather not want to see, but you got to play nicey nice with them. So that means you're going to drink more. Enough about my family.
There's a lot of people that are on their own or don't have a lot of friends, and they get depressed because other people are having social events and they're not.
Yeah, it makes them really withdraw into themselves even further. So that's a bad time. There's also a guilt factor. Everybody wants your money. All the charities are standing outside of, especially the liquor store or the beer stores or any place where alcohol is sold, and they do that on purpose because those items are luxury items, the sin tax, as some people like to call them, and things like that. And they're playing on your emotions. And if you don't give anything when you walk by them, you have a bit of guilt. Or in the grocery store, would you like to donate to the homeless shelter or to the food bank or to the sick kids hospital? We have a lot of that up here, and all this kind of stuff. And you say, no,
I mean, I'm getting good at the word no. If you were to give money to everybody that was asking for money at this time of the year, you wouldn't have any money for anything else at all. And already, then people are starting to go into debt, you know, like in January, that's when the real depression will show up when they see their Visa bills and all that stuff. You know, I thought this was supposed to be the most wonderful time of the year, according to the song. Might have to reevaluate that.
Well, even more than 40 years ago when I started working, I worked for an insurance company, and they said that over 50% of the checks that came in January bounced because people didn't have enough funds.
They didn't have enough money for it. Yeah, that happens all the time because we get carried away. You know, the stores are all decorated. There's sales on and this kind of stuff, and they're showing all you these lovely big blown up pictures of the happy family or the happy wife getting something from Tiffany, you know, or a nice piece of jewelry or a nice outfit or all this kind of stuff. And people feel that their ratio of love is dependent upon how much they spend. That people will love you more if you buy them exactly that perfect gift, and that adds pressure too. And then, of course, there's people who are going through bereavement. They've lost somebody in the past year, you know, and you know that they associate probably the presence of that person in the Christmas time period as well, and so you know there's a place empty at the table. I don't want to make anybody cry here, okay? Or you know, it's just not the same without you know that person, and I get that. I understand that as well, how that can be, and so it is not a cheerful time in many ways, and there's so many factors playing against us. And then after Christmas and we go into January, even with all the bills, then there's the letdown, right? We've got the big 1 month or 6 weeks before Christmas, you know, excitement building in the whole bit, and then when it's over, you suddenly it's like, what do you call it, like it's like a sugar high, and when you come off of that you plummet. Same thing. So I did some research, and I've put in the show notes below a website I found, and there are many of them, but I like this one. It talked about how to avoid or to how to handle all of these kind of problems that come at Christmas time. It's a good read, and it's got some very practical ideas in there as well. So if you're somebody who, you know, does feel the pressure of this time of the year, does have a tendency to be depressed or, you know, or alone, that kind of thing, then maybe give this a read. You might find some things there that might be of help to you as well. I mean, we're not mental wellness experts, although we do play ones on TV. Kind of a deal. But yeah. So let's see. We're going to finish up here because we got to go. Speaking of depression. But people, Derek says, my ads were for expensive cruises. Clearly think I have more money and I'm a posher than I'm posher than I am. Yeah. I've learned that no is a powerful, important word. That is true. No is a powerful word. So anyways, I hope we didn't depress people too much. We hope everybody's this last week before Christmas that things are on the up and up for you and you have a good time. We will be on for the live, as I said, on Christmas Eve day, but really not in the eve, at our usual time, 4 o'clock in the afternoon. We'll try to be more cheerful about things. That's why I did it this week, to get this person, get that out of the way so we can, you know, go into to actual Christmas Day all being as merry and bright as we can. And do I dare say it? Let the Yuletide be gay. Woo. Okay, on that note, we're going to say goodbye. So thanks everybody for joining us earlier today. I hope you have a great evening, and we'll see you next time.
And have a great week.
Have a great week. Bye, everybody.
Bye-bye.